Hi everybody, I hope that you are fine, that you're having a nice week. So today we are going to be talking about gaslighting, but as usually, we are not going to be talking about gaslighting in the sense of, pointing fingers at the other person and saying, oh, this person is a gaslighter and did that and that and that to me. No, we are going to be talking about gaslighting from this perspective of being aware, diving deep into gaslighting, into this shadow, into this behavior, and into knowing or understanding why this is happening to you, to me, to us, if we have done this to other people, why we have done this to other people, and trying to find, the projections, what this could be telling to us, etc., etc. So I hope that this is helpful. Just to start with this, definition of gaslighting, we could say it's this behavior where this person is actually denying something that happened, lying about something that happened, telling you that you are imagining things about that thing that happened, and for you, the one who are experiencing this, it feels like you start questioning reality, like if the things that you remember or know are true or not. You question yourself. You feel like you need to defend reality. It feels that like you deplete yourself, that you are less, and that it can even feel like powerless. So it's this sort of dynamic that can actually be abusive, okay? So we'll just start with an example. Why? Guys, because I think when we see things or where we can identify with things, it's easier to understand. And I'll start with something that it's just, I don't know, not like a big conflict. No, it's not a big conflict what I'm just going to share, but it's just so that you have this idea very clear. Then I'll get into a more specific example, but this could be a sort of like a blueprint so that you don't get lost if this situation happens to you. So let's say that you have this friend. You have been together since, I don't know, high school. You go to parties together. You talk to each other most of the days. Your partners know each other as well. And you even share like other friends, So a really good friendship. And this person is a painter, okay? And actually you want one of the walls in your house to be red, right? And of course, since this person is your friend, you think about this person, and obviously this person is like thrilled to do this for you. But sometimes this friend tends like to lie to other people, but it's okay, like you actually know about this in their traits, so it's not a problem, but you know that this is going on, okay? Now, let's say that you two met up and you were actually talking about this and so and maybe like you even texted each other talking about that. So it's the day this person is going to paint that wall. You trust that person, you leave that person doing the work, and you just come back that same night when it's done. And when you get to your house, that wall is not red, that wall is blue. Okay. Then you obviously like phone your friend, and you're like, hey, I just came home and the wall, instead of red like I told you, is blue. Now you don't know, and it's better that we laugh about this, okay? Because I know if you are in this situation, this is not funny. So, but you don't know, but you are just about to get into this door to hell, okay? Because then your friend tells you, no, you never said red, you said blue. Now I'm going to show you the reaction mode on this, because you are just not aware that this is what's going on, okay? And you are like, no, I didn't say that. I said red from the beginning. And then the other person tells you, no, you didn't. And then it comes back to you again, and you are like, yes, I did. Don't you remember when we were at outside that coffee shop and we were talking about that, and actually there was a car passing by which the color was red, and I told you, yes, this is the color that I want. And the other person tells you, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? So hold on, because now you don't realize, but there is something on top of what your original question is, which is why this wall is blue when I ask you for the wall to be red. But now the other person is throwing you back another question. Why are you doing this to me? Because most of us don't realize that this is what's going on. We just fall into this and we are like, no, but what is it that I am doing to you? So you start like another game, okay? Because this is something on top of what was happening. So then the other person is like, yes, you are always questioning what I'm telling to you, and this is not nice. And then you maybe feel guilty, and then you are like, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean like for you to feel this way. And then the other person, well, this is what you are doing. Then you get back to your original question, somehow you remember, and you ask your friend again, why did you paint my wall in blue when I asked you red? And then your friend, are you telling me that I don't remember what you told me? So all of a sudden it feels like again that maybe you are doing something wrong. Maybe it's you the one who doesn't remember. And you are like, no, and you even need to defend yourself. No, I'm not telling you this. I'm only asking you why. You go back to the question again. But this is another thing on top of where the original question is. I hope that you can see this, guys, because this is going to be very important. This is actually key. But then you get into this game as well. No, I'm not saying that you don't remember. I never meant to say that. I don't want you to feel this way. Right, okay. And then the other person, no? Okay, so what did you do today? The other person asks you. Another thing on top, totally deviating from the original question. So you're like, before, maybe you will answer because this is what we would do. But because of this example, let's get back. You somehow remember again. Hold on, we are talking about the wall and your friend. Actually, I remember very well. This is what your friend tells you. So we were actually inside that coffee shop, and you were telling me for sure that you wanted this color blue because of that movie. And actually, it was me the one suggesting to you that maybe it could be red, but it was you insisting that you wanted that wall in blue. And actually, when we went outside, the car that you saw, yes, it was red, but you told me this is not what I want. And then it's when another car in blue passed as well, and you said that's the one that I want. And then you are like, oh my God, is it me? Maybe it's me, I don't remember things. Am I starting to lose my memory? So you start to question reality, like to question yourself. So see all the stages that you are actually going through. But now, thanks God, you remember that you actually have a text message or maybe 3 in your phone where you can prove to your friend that you asked from the beginning that you wanted color red. Okay? So, all of a sudden, you tell your friend, listen, I've been checking my phone, we had this conversation, please check your phone on day such and such and see my answers. Then your friend checks his or her phone, sees the answers, okay? And two things could happen. That this person says, keeps with a game. No, I don't have any message. I deleted all the messages. Now guys, here obviously it's more difficult for you, but let's say that actually this person eventually, is honest, realizes that, and then says, oh yes, you said red. Right. Do you realize all this climbing on your side, in order to defend reality, to remember, to prove, to not get insane, that you had to go through only to get finally to something that you knew from the beginning, which is that you ask all the time without any shadow of a doubt that wall that you wanted was red. You never mentioned blue. Now this person says that, and now if this person keeps being honest, and maybe you ask, so why were you saying all this time that, I said blue and making up all these stories and what happened, etc. And then this person, and we hope that this person keeps being honest, tells you, yeah, actually I had a problem, so I had promised you that I had gone to that shop, but actually that wasn't true. I fall asleep and I never had that time to go to that shop, and I knew that you only had that day, and that was the only day that I could paint your wall. So that day, the only shop that was open, they only have this blue color, and this is what I did at the end. Wow, guys. Okay. So my advice, if you are in this situation, okay, is first of all that you really check that what you think is really true. So you don't need to be caught up in this game and keep playing this game, because things in that moment are happening very quickly, and you just do what you can. Remember that you can always slow down and say, you know what, let me check some things and I'll get back to you, because this is what you want to do. You want to make sure that what you really remember is the truth. Okay? Why am I saying this? Because sometimes it could be ourselves doing this to someone else, that genuinely we have forgot that, yeah, I actually said blue. Okay? In other areas, but you know what I mean. So really check this with yourself, because it could be genuinely that it's you, the one who doesn't remember. So in fact, it's you, the one, gaslighting. So first and foremost, check this and try to see if you have proofs. Obviously this is going to be easier if you have text messages, etc, etc. But this is one thing, okay? I'll give you now a proper example, because obviously this was just so that all of us can understand. But things get more difficult if it's someone that you love, if it's someone that you are in a relationship with, it's someone from your family, really, really close relationships. So let's say that you are in a relationship and then your partner tells you that they are going to go to this dinner party. And you are like, okay, sure, have fun, blah, blah, blah. Then this person comes back at night time and you are like, oh, how was the dinner? And your partner, yeah, it was amazing, some things more. And then just like a little comment at the end, your partner is like, yeah, and just we had this conversation with my ex, but yeah, all good. And you are like, your ex was there? Your partner, yes. And you are like, why didn't you tell me that your ex would be in this dinner? And actually this is the truth, okay? And your partner is like, yes, I told you. And you are like, no, you didn't. So again, in that moment, maybe you don't even remember that you have like the text messages from your partner saying nothing, that, you know, their partner would be there. So you start getting caught up in the game, and then your partner, why are you asking me this? Why you never trust me? So then it's something else on top of what the original question was, and then you start like feeling guilty, blah blah. Then the other person again, yes, I told you, don't you remember? We were in the kitchen, blah blah. Now you know that in that kitchen that conversation didn't happen, but because your partner is so sure, you start questioning yourself, you start questioning reality. So at that moment, there are all like so many things there. You feeling guilty, you feeling that there's something wrong with you, that you are losing your mind, that maybe you are making your partner feel bad with themselves because it seems that you don't trust them. So that's the game. It keeps going, and then eventually you are like, but I don't understand, why would you do this to me? Like maybe you feel even upset, and then eventually, because maybe some people just don't say it, but eventually your partner is like, you know what? I didn't tell you that my partner would be there, my ex would be there, because I knew that you would react this way. So blame on you as well. You know, it's just amazing. You must laugh at this at the end, like, whoa, this person deserves an Oscar, you know? So, right guys, this is a really difficult situation to be in. If you are in this situation, probably it's not the first time that you are in it. So, maybe this time you could do something different, okay? Instead of, like the other times, you know, just forgetting about that, forgiving your partner. I'm not saying that you don't do it, but if this situation keeps repeating to you, maybe it's because this time you need to do something different, okay? So maybe this time what you want to do is just being aware that this is what's happening. Don't judge the situation, just try to be like an observer. And the moment that you are saying something that you know for sure that it's true, okay? Really insisting on this, that you know for sure that this is true, and this is happening, you tell yourself, okay, I have this situation again, okay? Now, this is what you can do. Keep very centered and focusing on your question. Don't give in whatever the other person is going to tell you, okay? So this is going to feel like you are sort of like if someone was throwing you balls at you, and you were just, you know, like another one, so the other person is going to be like, no, I never said that, but you know, this person did. So you just come back to the question, you know? So one ball that passes, you don't give in. You don't say, oh, I'm sorry that you are feeling this, I'm sorry that you are feeling that I don't trust you. No, you don't give in to any of this. You just keep on the original question. Why this wall is red when I ask you, blue when I ask you red. Don't give in to that, okay? Very centered, very focused. Now, maybe this time you just want to avoid this and just say, okay, I know where this is going. I'm not going to give in to this anymore, okay? Maybe you even want to leave this person. But why are you experiencing this? I'll get to this in the next minute. But first of all, remember that maybe you have gaslighted before. And I'm saying this because it's important that you don't judge the gaslighter. Why don't you want to do this? First of all, because you don't want to keep repeating this situation in your life, okay? What's the point? And second of all, because I think that this brings compassion. In which sense? Right. Because if let's say that you are this friend who actually, had all this trouble and really didn't find that color and, eventually did this and painted that wall in blue. I don't know, maybe this person, usually this happens to people who gaslight, they have had like really bad consequences, maybe in their childhood, if they were telling the truth and something that they consider that they had done wrong, so maybe this triggers something within them that bring them back to those moments where the consequences were unbearable, okay, for admitting something that they did wrong or a mistake, or maybe they got hit by their parents, who knows. So if they are feeling this way, maybe they were thinking that they are going to lose the friendship with you, which is like even more important than admitting the color of the wall and what happened to you. So in their heads, or in your head, something even worse is going to happen if you just tell the truth, because all this would be a lot easier if you just said, yeah, that happened to me and eventually I didn't find any color, so blue. Maybe your friend is going to get angry, but you can always go to the shop and buy another color and paint that wall again. I know this is a silly example, but it's just so that you understand me. And when you get that this is what's going on for them, and maybe you see that maybe sometimes you did this in the past, or that you could be doing this, I think this brings like compassion, and it brings like more closeness to one another, okay? And then maybe you are able to understand your friend and you are like, okay, I get it, but just don't do this to me again, something like that. Another thing is that you think if this is actually what you are doing to other people, because we are talking as well about projections. You wouldn't be experiencing this situation if you weren't gaslighting somehow. So it could be to other people, or it could actually be to yourself. Why to yourself? Because maybe there are things that you still don't want to see within you, okay? Because maybe it's painful and you are maybe telling yourself, nah, that's okay, or I'll do this, I'll look at this like, in another day. So have a look at this, sit with yourself and see if you really could be gaslighting yourself somehow, or that if maybe you are gaslighting someone. And then another thing, and this is again with the same example, since we are talking as well about gaslighting yourself, remember guys that I told you that you had already seen that your friend sometimes was lying to other people, okay? So if you could have this type of friend and you have been overlooking at what this person was doing, it could be that you have been gaslighting yourself in this sense, that you already knew or know that your friend lies. So this is something that you are denying yourself that is already happening, that this is reality. So when your friend has done this to you, you already knew, so this is where the gaslight is coming from, or could be coming from. Okay guys, so to finish this episode, I'm going to suggest you to watch my video called "There Are Two Sides of Every Story, but Is This True in an Abusive Relationship?" I'll leave the link, up there and below. But I think this is important because this is part of what could be happening in an abusive relationship. So maybe it's going to be helpful for you too. And I think that's it for today. I hope that this was helpful. And if you are living this situation, I invite you to ask yourself, where am I gaslighting myself? Or in which area of my life I could be gaslighting myself, or that I am gaslighting in others. Okay, guys? I wish you a nice week. I love you.